Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different to my previous videos. I'm actually going to be talking about something a little bit more serious, as my videos are more on the funny side and just like makeup and beauty related. I haven't really gone into depth about any of the things that I'm going to be talking about today, and I think that it is the right time for me to do this. And basically what's made me want to do this video is the fact that there's a few things. The first is that I've been seeing a lot of things online about teenagers committing suicide and because of bullying or because of their sexuality or because of what they look like. And it's really hit me that this is such an issue that is so prevalent in our society, and I feel like I want to make a video discussing my experience with anxiety and depression, and hopefully this can help you guys understand it more, or because if you do not have it, it's very hard to understand unless you personally go through it yourself. And I didn't really understand it until I actually had my own experiences with it. And for those of you who do have anxiety or depression or any sort of disorder, then I hope that this video helps you realize that you're not alone. And even someone like me, who I talk to my camera every now and again and I seem okay, but not everyone's perfect and everyone does have underlying issues and not everyone's always going to be happy, and there's definitely a lot more to me or to people than meets the eye. So I wanted to make this video just to help people understand what I'm going to be talking about and realize they're not alone, and also just to let you guys know and let my viewers know that I do care about you. And if you are going through anything along the lines of this, or it may be something completely different, then I am here to talk to you about stuff. So you're more than happy, that doesn't make sense. You're more than welcome to just message me, and I'm going to be here for you regardless, and I know that my viewers will be here for me too. So I'm just going to start with talking about what can cause anxiety or depression, and I'm just going to be going through these, all the symptoms and all that sort of stuff. So I'm sorry if this video is long, but I really did want to cover this today just because, and another reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I have finally gone off my medication. I was on antidepressants and anxiety medication, and I'm finally off it, which is crazy. And I feel like now that I'm off it, it just shows how much I've grown over the past year when I've been on it, and I feel completely different. I feel like I've really grown stronger, and it's done the world of difference. So that's another thing that reminded me about how far I've come, and I just kind of wanted to share my story with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, so the first thing is what causes anxiety or depression. Now, it can be caused by a lot of things. A lot of the time, especially in today's society, it can be society in general and our personal self-image. And a lot of the time, this can also lead to eating disorders. I do know I'm quite close with a few people who have had anorexia, and it's definitely caused by the image that is portrayed in the media of like skinny models and all that sort of stuff. But that's like a whole nother topic. That's anorexia and eating disorders. But anxiety and depression can be caused from bullying a lot of the time. Like feeling down about yourself and your low self-esteem, and feeling like you're not worth it and that nobody cares about you. That's like all the sort of feelings that come to mind when I think about my experience with depression. And a lot of the time it can also be genetic. So if your family if there's a history of depression in your family, then there is a chance that you may get it as well. And if you do have it genetically, then that you can't ever get rid of depression, but you can definitely do things to manage it and make it easier for yourself. I do have like a history of depression in my family. A few of my relatives have had it, but I do have it, but I'm all good now. I'm managing just fine. So this is why I thought I would share this video with you today. So it can be caused by a few different things. And then that's mainly depression. Anxiety, you can't really, well, you can help it, but you can't choose whether you have it or you don't. It's just something that happens. And the symptoms of anxiety are panic attacks, heart palpitations, claustrophobia, and you kind of just freak out. And this is really hard to explain to someone who hasn't undergone anxiety, but when you For me, I am very claustrophobic, so when I am in public and there's a lot of people around me, I panic, and that's a sign of my anxiety, and I freak out, and my heart rate goes up, and you start sweating, and you're freaking out, and you feel like insignificant, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel really small when there's lots of people around me, and I stress and I really freak out, and that's the only way I can describe it, is just freaking out. And it's very scary, it's very frightening, and I do know a lot of people who've been at parties and they've had panic attacks, because it's happened to me as well. And when you do have one, you can't really, the only thing you can do is you can do your breathing, and you can just sit down and get away from that environment, remove yourself from it, and just breathe and relax. And usually the longest a panic attack will last is 25 seconds, and then the panic will go down. You can never panic for longer than that 25 seconds, although you can have times where you panic and then it goes down, and then you panic again and it goes down. It keeps happening. So it can happen for long periods of time, but the actual panic phase, you can only panic for a maximum of 25 seconds. And a lot of the time, anxiety can lead to other things. So it can lead to agoraphobia, which is when you can't leave your house. And I'm not going to say who it is, but someone extremely close to me has agoraphobia. And it's really hard to see them try get on with their life where everything is a struggle. Leaving the house is a struggle. Going outside is a struggle. And it's horrible, and I don't know how they live like that, but it's just something that unfortunately is caused by anxiety, and the fear of freaking out in public and just having a panic attack is a lot larger. And so that fear overtakes you, and then you decide to not leave the house, and you live in fear pretty much. Phobias is also a huge part of it. So agoraphobia is obviously the fear of leaving the house. You can have claustrophobia, you can have a phobia against people or a particular place or a certain situation, and that can also be caused by a previous incident that is kind of set like a really stressful memory in your mind. So that's called post-traumatic stress disorder. And basically what it is if you've had an experience in your life that has been traumatic, then a lot of the time it stays in your mind. It never really leaves your mind, and it's all about how you cope with that and how you deal with it. But if it's still in your mind and you are constantly thinking about it, it's definitely going to change how you interact with the world and how you interact with society and how you're feeling. So a lot of the time, psychologists will, if you are feeling anxious and depressed, they will look into your history and try to figure out whether you've undergone any traumatic experiences, because that can be a very big reason on why you are so anxious or so depressed. And you can fix that by cognitive therapy, and psychologists, you just go to a psychologist and they'll talk you through it. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm just saying it is manageable, and you can get over it, and you can overcome that experience. So if you have had a traumatic experience, then by all means, if you're feeling a bit down or anxious or depressed about it, then that could definitely be one of the causes of your anxiety or your depression. And for me, I think my anxiety and depression was genetic, and then a few incidents kind of caused it. I've been bullied since I was very young. I've never really fitted in. I've always kind of been in the middle and kind of like a floater, and I've struggled with friendship circles, and I also have struggled with boyfriends and stuff like that. So I do have trust issues, and I find it extremely hard to trust people and open up to them. And I actually can't believe I'm doing this video right now and opening up to everyone and whoever's watching this, which hopefully you guys are finding this helpful. But it is quite stressful and scary opening up to a large amount of people. But I thought that if this just helps one person, I'll be happy, because I would hate for someone to feel like they're not worth it and there's no one there for them, and that they want to end their lives when there's so much to live for. And I unfortunately have had to go through all of this to realize that myself, but I can just tell you now that it's never the end. Like, it's never too hard. It's never not worth it, because life is worth living. That's why you were put on this earth, that you do have a purpose, and regardless of how hard life gets, by going through these experiences and these emotions and everything, you will come out a stronger person. And I am a lot stronger than I was before. Before, I would have just broken down and cried at anything, and just I was at the point where I wouldn't even get out of bed, and that's a typical symptom of depression. You get lazy and lack of motivation, and you just want to lie in bed all day and cry and ponder on your life, and it's not the right way to deal with it. If you do have depression and you are kind of through that lazy, lethargic kind of phase, then get out of bed, be proactive, make the most of your life, keep very busy, and not think about things too much, because it's basically just you versus your mind. When you're in your bed by yourself, there's no one to keep you preoccupied, there's no distractions, it's just you and your mind. And your mind is very strong, and the chances of it getting the better of you are extremely high, especially if you're at an emotional, just not a very good mental place at the moment because of maybe post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety, or whatever you're going through. And another thing can come from anxiety is obsessive compulsive disorder, also known as OCD. And I shouldn't be laughing at this because it's quite a serious issue, but I do suffer from that myself. It's not good. I am obsessed with cleaning, and I know that sounds really weird, and you guys are probably like, what the hell are you on about? But when I'm stressed, I clean, and I don't know if that's just me. Like, let me know how you guys deal with your stress in the comments below. But I clean, and the other night I was feeling really stressed because I was sitting my final exams, and I didn't feel very prepared, so it came to 2 in the morning, and I went into my wardrobe and I started cleaning my wardrobe at 2 in the morning. So it kind of causes you to do really weird things, and that's just, pardon me, how I personally deal with my stress. As well with OCD, I find everything has to be straight and organized. I find the volume on TVs or computers or anything in the car, it has to be on an even number. A lot of the time my mind plays with me, and I'm like, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. So if sorry if I sound like a complete weirdo, but I'm just trying to see if anyone else does any of these things. A lot of the time I'll be like, in my mind it'll be like, if you don't close the door and lock it, then someone's going to come into your house and kill your family. Like, it's kind of situations like that it's just your mind, but your mind is getting the better of you and causing you to do these specific actions that you wouldn't usually do if you didn't have this obsessive compulsive disorder, which kind of comes through anxiety. So I hope this has given you a broader understanding. I'm sorry this video has been kind of all over the place. I've tried to condense it as much as possible, but it's just so broad. I would be here for hours. But if you guys are going through anything and you need someone to talk to, I just wanted to let you know that I am here for you. I have had plenty of experience with this sort of stuff, and I do want to be a psychologist. So if you do want to come to me, I'm more than happy to listen. I'd love to listen to, and try help you out with your problems. I'm not a professional, but I can do my best. I know this has been a very different video and nothing beauty related, but I will be going back to those videos very soon. I just felt like talking about this today, and I hope you guys found it helpful. Send me a message or a comment and let me know if what you're going through. If you're too shy to do it in a comment, then feel free to private message me. Otherwise, I would love to hear if you have OCD or anxiety, or what are the things that you do when you're feeling stressed. So leave that down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up because that would really help me, and let me know what sort of videos you want to see. So I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you're having an amazing day. Bye.